Hey guys, it's Brit, and today I'm going to be giving you a few tips and tricks on how to apply and seal body paint. Here's what you're going to need to get started. I have a few paints that I regularly use. 3 discs in the middle are all water activated paints. You get a little bit of water in your brush, you put it on top, and then you get a super high pigmented paint. I really love them and they last for a long time. The tube next to it is some white cream paint, which I don't tend to use as often. I feel like it's less pigmented and it doesn't last as long, but I included it for reference because it is a bit cheaper. I also have a few foundation brushes that seem like paint brushes that I use to apply, as well as a stipple sponge to apply for different techniques. And then we have our different ways of sealing. I have a face makeup sealer that I'm going to show you why I don't usually use it, a stage makeup sealer from Cryolan, and then we have baby powder and a fluffy makeup brush. I'll show you which ones are my favorite later on. So first things first, you're going to want to start off with a clean arm. Makeup does not stick as well if it's not clean. So the makeup comes in this dry cake, and if you don't add water to it, it doesn't work. I'll just compare how it works with and without water just to show you. This is what it looks like with no water. And here it is once you add some water. It looks amazing. So now we're going to go ahead and cover the full arm. I've used this paint before to do Hellboy and it lasts all day and is super pigmented and just really well made. Another technique is to cover up any tattoos that you have before you start to paint. This paint is really pigmented and still isn't able to cover up my tattoo, so you'll have to do some preparing if you have them. Once you have the paint laid down, you're going to want to go in at different angles so that you don't end up with brush strokes, thus ruining the illusion of the paint. And also make sure to get paint in every single wrinkle. That will also ruin the illusion because anytime you move your arm, they're going to see unpainted spots. Now the hands or anywhere on your body that has a lot of wrinkles is really hard to keep the illusion that your arm is actually red, and that's again because of wrinkles. So while you're painting your hand or knees, anything like that, make sure to bend it at every possible angle and get in every nook and cranny. That way if you bend your fingers while you have this paint on, you won't ruin the illusion. Now that your paint is getting finished up, it's time to seal it, and we have 3 different ways that I'm going to show you. The first is with this makeup setter that's usually for face makeup. I'm actually going to show you why this doesn't work very well. Because face makeup tends to consist more of powders, anytime you put it on any sort of liquid-based or water-activated paint, it's going to have these little spots where you lose the pigment, and that is not good. The second product that I use to set is a stage makeup fixer from Cryolan, and I love this one because as soon as you spray it on, it starts to dry up a little bit because of the alcohol. You just spread it around with a brush and it doesn't ruin your makeup and it keeps it really bright but also seals it. It's a fantastic product if you have the money. But if you don't, you just want to be low-key, baby powder is an amazing way to seal makeup as well. It does not get rid of the pigment, as you're going to see. It doesn't make it any lighter. It just gives you this nice powdery coat, which also adds some texture back in because the paint can diminish that a little bit, and it works really well for a low budget. As you can see, I'm going to rub my hand on some of the baby powder sealed sections and none of the red comes off. It's super sealed. Now a few more random tips to help you out with other techniques of applying. If you want to do fake stubble or fake dirt, a stipple brush is definitely the way to go. I got mine in a Target Halloween pack that came with a bunch of other stuff and was like $5, but you can also get them online and they're really amazing to create more textured looks. But this is one technique that you're not going to want to use the baby powder seal for, and I'll show you why. Here it is before the sealing. Now to seal with baby powder involves brushing the makeup with a fluffy brush, and that's going to ruin any definition you had, which is why you don't want to do this. You want to use a spray fixer. As you can see, it's all blurred out and you lost all the definition. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. It's practical, it has a lot of details without any of them seeming ridiculous. Yeah. It doesn't have like Edward Scissorhands syndrome, where I love the Edward Scissorhands costume, but what are those straps even for? What does anything on it do? It's just detail for the